You are listening to Thoughts of the Week.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to Thoughts of the Week podcast. And this time, hopefully, we're going to get this one right. What's going on? Say what's up to y'all on Instagram as well, man. What's going on? What's good? What's good? As a matter of fact, let me see if I can set this up here real quick. So we're going to bring Instagram in so they don't watch me from the side. So y'all bear with me for a second here. Let me set up this other camera. I'm gonna bring Instagram in on the festivities. All right. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Making sure everything is good. Let's bring Instagram in, man. Let's see how we're gonna work this here. All right. There you go. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Thoughts of the Week podcast. Yesterday, man, this whole thing was acting real janky. What's going on? And so, I don't know. So this time, I wanted to try something out, and I think it's going to work this time. All right. So once again, welcome to Thoughts of the Week podcast. I want to thank everybody for coming in and checking out the show. I want to thank everybody for checking out the replay. And I'm going to do something a little bit different than I did last night. All right. And it's going to be still in the realm of current events, but I want to see it from the perspective of the people. All right. So let me see here. Let me get some things together here real quick. Let me see how I'm gonna do this here. Let me put that like that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna see what's going on from the people's perspective. All right. So let's see what's going on with the folks. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna scroll down a little bit and see what people are talking about. Let's do this here. Let me see. Can we get a full screen? Or there you go. We're gonna make that like that for right now. As a matter of fact, yeah, let's leave it like that. All right. Let me see something real quick. All right, boom. So let's go back. All right, man. Hold on here. Let me see what's going on. As always, if you guys feel free to text me. If you guys want to join me live, want to get on live with me on the show, text that number you see on the screen, and I will send you a link. And that link will enable you to be on live with me. I will bring you on the screen with me. All right. I will let you guys in on what's going on. All right. So let's get on with it, man. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on with the folks. We're going to scroll down a little bit, man. And we have here Tracy Osborne is saying happy birthday to Ahmaud Arbery. Your murderers were arrested. Let's claim that they will be convicted. This hits close to home to me as I am raising 4 black boys by myself. To make things worse, one of my sons has mental and behavioral challenges. When he gets angry, he blacks out and he fears no one. And that scares me. I have taught him skills on how to self-regulate, and it works for the most part. But when he becomes an adult, all it takes is one confrontation. All right. So I was murdered by 2 men, and both of my killers have not been arrested. Please do not forgive me. My name is Ahmaud Arbery. And then we have somebody says, let's pray he also applies the skills as he continues to grow and becomes an adult. All right. So we're going to skip him. Armed activists escort black lawmaker to Michigan, to Michigan's capital. Okay. After coronavirus protests attended by white supremacists. Interesting. Or you can go with Michigan lawmaker storms Capitol with armed members of local gang carrying automatic weapons and sporting tattoos, hoping to induce fear in citizenry. Yeah, you can always flip things, right? It's the old twist. It's the old twisted to your base trick. Trump wants to be a king. King Corona responsible for the deaths of thousands of Americans, the worst president ever. And so let's take a look at this right here. So you guys know that I don't know if this was the same Capitol building where you had some white guys in the building armed and nothing done to them. And then so you have some armed activists that are black now. They're escorting black lawmaker to Michigan's capital. Let's check out the article, man. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. All right. So let's pull that one up and see what we got. Cool. So we got armed activist escorts black lawmaker to Michigan's capital after coronavirus protests attended by white supremacists. All right. I don't know if we got some audio here? Let's see. There we go. All right, so there you have it on that. Let me pull this over here. So let me see. A Michigan lawmaker returned to the state capitol on Wednesday with an armed security detail following a coronavirus lockdown protests at the building last week, attended by white supremacists and militia groups. Representative Sarah Anthony, a Democrat whose district is in the capital city, Lansing, told Yahoo News in an interview that her security detail made up of local black and Latino activists came together because the armed protesters bearing white supremacist symbols represented a different level of terror. So they were suspected white supremacists, right? According to Anthony, the April 30th protest was different from prior coronavirus protests that have occurred in the Capitol in recent weeks because many of the demonstrators stormed inside the building and were armed. Anthony also said some of the protesters had Confederate flags and swastikas, which she found extraordinarily triggering for me as an African American woman. It was very intimidating. It was a very intimidating environment. Anthony said, I've just never experienced being so frightened and so intimidated in my life. Anthony posted a video to Facebook, which she filmed as the protest raged outside. Members of her community responded, and when Anthony returned to the Capitol on Wednesday, for the first time since the demonstration, she was escorted by a group of 6 Black and Latino activists who carry their own guns. Large conservative organizations have helped back the anti-lockdown demonstrations, which have taken place in at least 18 states around the country. Though the demonstrations are focused on pressing to lift coronavirus safety measures in order to boost economic activity, they have also attracted a wide variety of groups dedicated to other causes, including militia members, gun rights activists, and white supremacists. Let's see what's going on here in this video. And so you guys watching me on Instagram, come on over to YouTube or Facebook, go to Norwood Media Vision and check out the visuals, because I can't show you on here, all right, on Instagram. But check it out check out the visuals here. Let's see what what's going on with this video. All right, so let me look at that again real quick. Let's run that back. Looks like 2 people there. I thought the girls had some weapons on them, but it looks like 2 of the females don't appear to have weapons. One has a camera, it looks like, but the 2 males have their own gun. And so it looks like it's really 2 instead of 6. And so I don't know if this was later on in the day or what. So we have to see. But clearly looks like the girl has a camera. All right, so there we have that. Let's see what's going on. All right, there we go. All right, so let's go back to we're gonna hit Twitter up in a minute to see what's going on there. All right, y'all excuse me, I have some background noise. That's just my dog getting his scratch on. I gotta cover his head up so he doesn't scratch his face up and head and ears up. They say New Yorkers are rude. Stop. All right. They say New Yorkers are rude, hard-hearted a-holes, but some of the most respectful, soft-hearted, and kind people I know are from New York. They say Southerners are dumb, but some of the smartest people I know are from the South. They say Chicagoans are all crazy and violent. Well, even a broken clock is right twice a day. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. And somebody's speaking on the 5G. So again, this is what this episode is going to be: current events that's important to the people. And so we just taking a look through of what people are finding important to them. And this one is talking about, it says, this is why they don't want anyone speaking about 5G. First wave was a hoax, normal flu. And they got some words covered up. They know that a small part of the population will see through it and minimize the pandemic threat vocally. Some people will also loudly protest the lockdown and social distancing. Second wave will be real, with lots of death through recently installed 5G, which starts beam forming on people's heads, chests, preventing oxygen uptake. Remember, 5G is 60 gigahertz, which is the frequency of oxygen hemoglobin uptake, which will produce respiratory distress identified as, I don't know, coronavirus symptoms. People of all ages will be dying, even the young, since 5G has been installed in schools. This will, one, totally discredit truthers who question the seriousness of the pandemic. Two, discredit lockdown protesters as irresponsible, destroying possibility of any future protests. Three, destroy the premise that only the old are vulnerable. And four, cause a massive and harsh lockdown worse than before, accompanied by internal border checkpoints with virtually no resistance. Now, that's something that just remains to be seen. There's been a lot of talk about 5G. As a matter of fact, what I was telling you guys last night, I don't know if it was the one about the 5G was mentioned, but YouTube CEO had mentioned that anybody who goes against the World Health Organization and their recommendations will be banned from YouTube. So, and I think she also mentioned something about if vitamin C got mentioned as a potential cure for coronavirus, or that it cures or helps cure it, then they will have their channel banned as well. But it makes you wonder, like I was mentioning yesterday, I was talking about, it's interesting how free speech isn't really free, right? Free speech isn't really free. Okay. So keep that in mind. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's see what the people are talking about. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to Twitter. Let's see what's going on with Twitter. All right. Let's see what's going on with Twitter. Something interesting happened. Wow, how am I on air twice? That's crazy. Now that's crazy right there. That is crazy right there. Hold on, let me see something here. All right, anyway, we're going to try to bring the screen shot in. This is crazy, man. This thing is acting really weird, and I don't know if it was because of what I just mentioned. It's crazy. Let's see what's going on, man. All right. We're going to have that full screen. There you go. And let's just check out what's going on notifications. Let's check out my man Jason Black. There it is. Stop. All right, do you guys see that? Do you see that? Give you a few seconds to read it. All right. It says a black judge puts a white woman in jail for defying the governor's own rules for containing coronavirus. So, of course, the governor rescinds his own order so she can be released, and the lieutenant governor pays her fines only in America. Yeah, exactly. Only in America. Let's see. Texas governor amends lockdown and orders salon owner freed from jail. Yo, this is real crazy, man. This is real crazy. So let me pull up this article here so you guys can check that out. All right. Check this out. Here's the article there. Texas governor amends lockdown and orders salon owner freed from jail. The governor of Texas has amended his lockdown executive order to free a salon owner who was jailed after refusing to close down her business. Governor Greg Abbott's order bans confinement as a punishment for violating virus mitigation orders. Shelley Luther, the owner of a salon a la Mode in Dallas, was jailed for contempt of court on Tuesday after she refused to apologize and pay a fine for staying open despite official warnings. Texas is nearing 1,000 COVID-19 deaths. On Thursday, Governor Abbott said in a news release, throwing Texans in jail who have had their businesses shut down through no fault of their own is nonsensical, and I will not allow it to happen. Interesting. Right? Very, very interesting. Everybody on Instagram, let me get on out of here. And you guys come on over to YouTube or Facebook at Norwood Media Vision, all right? And check out the show from there. I'm out. All right, y'all. So we're going to get back. We back here on Facebook and YouTube. All right. So there we go. Yo, it's getting real interesting, man. It really is. It's getting real crazy. It's getting real interesting. You know what I mean? Yo, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. Real crazy. So let's check out some more stuff here on Instagram, and let's see what people are talking about here. Let's go down a little bit. There's some comments, of course. All right. Let's see what they're talking about. Not only that, she got over 500,000 in her GoFundMe account while only doing 3 days in jail. White privilege at its finest. Ahmaud Arbery has 20K in his GoFundMe account, and he was killed 2 months ago by white cave beast savages. How crazy is that? Marcus Killmonger, what's up? There you go. There you go. A lot of people commented on this. Texas judges deny Crystal Mason's appeal of her 5-year sentence. Let me see, a three-judge panel denied an appeal for Crystal Mason, who was sentenced to 5 years in prison after an illegal voting conviction. Let's take a look at that real quick. Let's take a look at that. And by the way, if you guys want to join me live, hit me up on the text. All right. Let me see here. This is it. I think this is it right here. Let's scroll down. Here we go. Something going on in Texas, you know what I mean? Let's see here. Texas judges deny Crystal Mason's appeal of her 5-year sentence for voting illegally. Crystal Mason, who was convicted for illegal voting, could go back to prison after appeal. Let's see what they're talking about right quick. So let's check out this video.
That was horrible because I told her to vote. I did that. There's a possibility she wasn't going to vote. But I kept it on her mind. And what really gets me, 5 years? I did that. Are you serious? She don't deserve no 5 years for trying to vote. And what really gets me, 5 years? I did that. Are you serious? There's a possibility she wasn't going to vote.
And my apologies for the audio, man. I was trying to get the audio together with this.
Leaving them, missing holidays, birthdays, my grandbabies' birthdays. All I could do was pray, fast, and just depend on God this whole situation to see me through.
All right, so there you have it on that. Like I said, there's a lot of little craziness and shadiness going on, man. Let's go back to Instagram real quick. Let's go back and let's see what's going on here. We got the governor on this thing. All right, let's see here. So let's see. Here we go. Let's go back to Twitter and continue on engaging what the people are talking about. What's up, David Goggins? Shout out to him. Let me see. If a white supremacist threatens you with physical harm or assaults you, what do you think the correct response should be? Interesting question by my man Jason Black. All right, and here we go again. One province taking some measly steps. We are not falling for it. We need to permanently downgrade our relationship to China as Black people and Africans. This is the cost of all that so-called Chinese investment in Africa. Time to send them packing. That's what's up. Let me see what's going on here. Let's click on that link and let's see what my man is talking about here. Let's remove that. Get that out the way. Let's go with something else here. Let's see what this article is talking about. All right, so after its racism to Africans goes global, after its racism to Africans goes global, a Chinese province is taking anti-discrimination measures. With the new measures, China is effectively admitting there is a problem and clearly hoping to repair the damage to its relationships with African countries. Yeah, right. They're just doing that because they're trying to stay in good with them, with Africa, because Africa has all the resources, and they're trying to get it. So finally, there's some African officials. Not everybody's on board, but there's a lot of Africans, mainly the people and not really the governments. There's probably very few governments who are waking up themselves and not going for a lot of nonsense that's been taking place in their countries, in their respective countries. I know Ethiopian's president is not allowing any more white people to adopt any children in Ethiopia because they're finding out that the children once they are being adopted, they're being mistreated. And some are made and turned into modern day slaves, and some of them are being used sexually. So Ethiopia kind of woke up from that. And then I think in Tanzania, there was a president who turned down one of the Chinese offers of money for some part of the land or whatever that situation had to deal with. So shout out to that Tanzanian official who wasn't with the Okie doke. I'm gonna try to find that, as a matter of fact, and pull that up for you guys real quick. Let's see if we can pull that up or find that. Okay, this might be it right here. So let me get this in real quick. All right. Let's pull this up. Check this out. All right. Only a drunkard would accept these terms. Tanzania president rejects China's $10 billion loan. All right. Let's look into this a little bit further. All right. The loan in question was signed by Magufuli's predecessor, Jakaya Kikwete, to construct a port at Mbegani Creek in Bagamoyo of Tanzania. All right. Tanzania, Dodoma, Tanzania President John Magufuli has decided to cancel the loan worth $10 billion offered by China. Magufuli said that only a drunkard will accept the terms of agreement in this loan. All right. The loan in question was signed by Magufuli's predecessor, Jakaya Kikwete, to construct a port at Mbegani Creek in Bagamoyo. So according to local media reports, Jakaya had signed the loan agreement with Chinese investors to build the port on condition that they would get 30 years to guarantee on the loan and 99 years uninterrupted lease. Labeling the agreement as killer Chinese loan, many African organizations and citizens had demanded then president to reject the offer. See, that's what I'm saying. There's some of these presidents that are officials in Africa that is all about their own pockets and they're not looking out for the people. All right. They're looking out for the money being given to them and not even, and maybe they do know it, but maybe they don't care. Or maybe they're not smart enough, or something is going on that they don't understand the resources they possess that can make their country actually a rich country to the point where they can even give their country checks every month for who knows, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 years because of the resources they possess that they can sell out to other countries at whatever price they decide, especially if they're in demand. All right. So this is my message, like to any of you presidents, if this gets out to any governments in Africa and any of the countries, look, you got resources in your country. You don't need to let somebody else come over there and take it over. It's just like saying if I had something in my house expensive and I'm just going to let people pay me off and they can have access to my house as long as they give me a $10 million loan, but they can own or access to my house anytime they please, or have a part of the house anytime they please. And then down the road, they can end up owning the house entirely. And the house could be, let's say, as a smart house. Let's say it has solar panels, windmills, and all that stuff, like high tech type of house. If I go for a loan like that, not realizing how important and the resources I have in that house, I'll be a fool. So that's the same thing I'm trying to say to these countries in Africa. You have resources that are in demand by other countries. They need those resources. All right. Some countries have that uranium to where other countries want to build nuclear weapons with. All right. You can control that. You can deny anybody from doing it, and you can build up stuff for yourself with that uranium. But you have the control of that, and you can't keep letting these people work you for your resources, your valuable resources. And it's interesting because I thought back, I said that was kind of what Gaddafi was doing with the gold. He was going to back everything up with gold and was trying to get other African countries, presidents on board so they can all have a very rich continent and have a lot of control. And so when that was brought out, that's when he got killed. And so now, and then other countries would come in and take those resources. So you guys better in Africa, starting these presidents and officials need to start wisening up and waking up. All right. Stop letting these people take over your stuff. And then when they get it, they're gonna throw you out, they're gonna boot you out, and then they're gonna mistreat you in your own country. It's like somebody going to your house, coming out from out in the street, and then they come and run your house for you and mistreat you in your own house. I need to stop that. All right. It's crazy to me. So let me see what else we got going on here. Let's look at let's see what's going on in LinkedIn, man. Let's see what the news feed is talking about here. Let's see if anything, let's see what's important to the people. LinkedIn is more like a business related, but it's also developing itself like Facebook as well, where Facebook used to be back in the day. So I don't know if we're going to find anything here unless it's business related. All right. Let me see this here. This is interesting. Let me check. Let me show y'all this video right here. Yo, check this out. Yo, this dude could have probably, I don't know if he was the one who would have won the race, but look what he's doing instead of winning the race. He helping somebody get across the finish line. Look at that. Respect. Know what I'm saying? Yo, that's mad respect to him. Let's go back to let's go to Facebook and see what's going on here. Let's go to Facebook. Hold on. All right, what's up to Negus Vu? Let's see what's going on with him. Check out his video real quick. There we go. Let's see if we can bring it in. Let me see when he put 6 minutes ago. Yo, it must be mad. It must be really cold in Detroit. I heard the temperatures have gone down a lot. Some people are talking about Jordan. I guess that recent I guess it was a documentary. I am not downloading that COVID-19 app. It seems good, but it seems like a tracking tool like they use in China. Okay. Let's see. Here goes the. Oh yeah. By the way, let me see. I think I have this video right here. Let me go on and play that as well. All right. So let me pull that up real quick. Some of you might have seen this. Some of you might have not. In the mix here. Let me pull this one out. This makes no sense at all. All right, let's try this again here. Hold on a second. I got to pull up some. Oh, okay, we good on that. This is real interesting. Every now and then, because I think the video is going very well than it did last night. Because I fixed, I was able to try something different. And I'm using StreamYard, by the way. And so now I think the quality, last night, it was like jumping like crazy. But every now and then, depending on what I decide I'm going to put up on this screen or talk about, it's funny how the screen wants to kind of jump out of there. All right. We're going to pull this up real quick. All right, let's give that some full capacity here. Let's pull this up. Let's do a few things. There we go. Let's see what we got. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. And let's listen in. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So all right, so this is what I'm going to do. Hold on. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, since for some reason the volume is low, I'm going to do this and see if this works out real quick. All right, so let's do it back again.
Breaking overnight, a father and son have been charged with murder for the shooting death of an unarmed man, Ahmaud Arbery, while he was apparently on a jog in Georgia. This is new video you're looking at right now, with authorities taking the two men into custody just hours before what would have been Ahmaud's 26th birthday. Joining us now is Ahmaud's father, Marcus Arbery Sr., and family attorney Benjamin Crump. Mr. Arbery, first of all, I know it's been 10 weeks, but I'm sure that doesn't make it any easier. Let me just say we're so sorry for the loss of your son, and I want to know your reaction to the fact that these two men have been taken into custody and charged in his death.
Yes, sir. I just want justice for my son. I just want them to pay the price to the full of the crime they did.
The news that they were taken into custody after 10 weeks. How did you feel when you heard that news?
It took a lot of release off our family because we just was devastating. These killers like that shouldn't do or lynching mob like that to a young man, and they were still walking around here free. It was just devastating our family.
You just used the word lynching. You have called this a modern day lynching. What do you mean by that?
Because it's a clear shot of lynching. Anytime you pursue a young man, you go jump in a truck with shotguns and a pistol and jump in a truck, and you go jump on the back of a truck and follow him and slaughter him like that. That's lynching.
Counselor, this video that was released that shows Ahmaud apparently jogging through this neighborhood, our Martin Savage has reported this was in police hands in the days after the incident, yet it has taken 10 weeks, basically, to press charges. What do you think has taken so long?
Well, I believe it wasn't because they saw the video that they arrested this murderous duo, because they had the video on day one. It is because we saw the video and we demanded justice for this modern day lynching in 2020 that the Georgia Bureau of Investigations finally arrested these killers so they would not continue to sleep in their beds every night peacefully.
What does it tell you, though, that they had this video and didn't press charges?
It tells you that we have two justice systems in America, one for Black America and one for white America. And until we can become the United States of America, where we respect everybody's life, where Ahmaud Arbery could get the same justice as if the roles were reversed and it was him and his father in a truck with a shotgun and a .357 Magnum and killed Greg McMichael's son in broad daylight, because we know without a shadow of a doubt they would have been arrested on day one. And so we want the same justice for Ahmaud Arbery. America, it is 2020, not 1920.
All right, so you guys can check that out and look at it a little further. Although some of the stuff that he says sounds good, is good, might be correct, we're not necessarily, there's a lot of people, including myself, is not necessarily feeling Benjamin Crump or Lee Merritt, because they have been suspected of doing some backdoor deals. They'll get involved in cases like this, and they'll represent families of deceased, unarmed Black mothers, sons, brothers, daughters, so on and so forth. And then they end up working these back deals. And then what ends up happening is these same family members they represent come back later and get in front of the cameras and talk about how much they forgive the killers and they want to give them a hug. And so they're really under suspicion, Benjamin Crump and Lee Merritt. All right. To me, they're like the new Al Sharpton and Jesse Jacksons out there. All right. Got some real scams going on behind closed doors. They get paid off, get paid a little money, get a little cut, and get the family members a little cut to keep them quiet and not to come out in public and say certain things. And that becomes a situation where you can use that when you get these family members in front of a camera, because then you have millions of people watching this video, and to watch a family member after their child gets killed, or their mother or their brother, father, sister, whatever, and then they come on TV talking about, well, I forgive them and I want to give them a hug and I hope everything is all right, and so on and so forth. That sends a message. And so they're getting used. they're getting these Benjamin Crump and Lee Merritt types get the little cuts, and then they try to keep the family member quiet, pay them off a little something, and pocket some themselves, and the family has to now go with being quiet. It's just like the situation in China, where you had this African family who was being mistreated by these Chinese people, and then word got out that that was going on, and so then they tried to change it and try to ask, give them some help, and then they wanted to make the family members speak up in front of a camera saying, yes, the Chinese people treated us nice and treated us fair, when that wasn't the case. And the father of that African family was feeling a little funny about that, and started telling people like, nah, they set us up to do that, to make it look like as if they was helpful all along. So this is not only going on in the US, Chinese people are doing it to the Africans. As you see here, you got other black people like Benjamin Crump and Lee Merritt are setting people up. In this sense, this is real deadly to black people, because something else can happen again like this. And the thing is going to be that it becomes so normal that other races or people are going to feel like, oh, it's okay to mistreat black people, because they're going to forgive you. They're going to give you a hug, and you might even get out of jail early for harming someone black. So Benjamin Crump, Lee Merritt, I'm not feeling y'all. And I suggest the family members, if this word gets to them, I suggest you find somebody else, to be honest with you, because you're gonna be silenced pretty soon with some hush money, and you're gonna change your whole tune, and everybody's gonna start looking funny at you. So y'all better wake up. Lee Merritt and Benjamin Crump, that ain't the ones to roll with. All right, plain and simple. They are not the ones to roll with. Okay. So now let's look at let's check out some more what's going on Facebook and see what the people are talking about, what's important to the people. All right. Yeah, like I said, it's looking like this video stream is going real well, and it's seeming like some little funny things that happen every now and then. My whole thing was shut down. I have to come back up, but I think it's still recording, which is good. Just some little funny stuff going on now that I figured out how to make this StreamYard a little bit or a lot of it better. All right, let's see what else is going on, man, with the family. Let's see. Screens be popping. I don't know if you guys can see that. Matter of fact, I'm also looking at a little monitor. So I'm monitoring what's being seen. Yeah. Okay. LeBron James outraged over Ahmaud Arbery shooting. We're hunted every day. Let's see what he's talking about on TMZ. All right. Let's take a look at that. Here we go. Let's take a look what they're saying on TMZ here. All right, LeBron James outraged over Ahmaud Arbery shooting. We're hunted every day, says LeBron James. LeBron James is sickened by the shooting death of 25-year-old black man Ahmaud Arbery, saying African Americans are literally hunted every day, every time we step foot outside the comfort of our homes, and he's demanding justice. Back in February, Arbery was jogging when he was chased down and killed by a white man named Travis McMichael. Graphic video of the fatal shooting surfaced online this week, which has prompted a nationwide call for justice as McMichael has not been arrested or charged. LeBron is joining the fight for Ahmaud, speaking out against the horrific shooting on Twitter. I think this was thanks to Sean King put that video out on Twitter. It's unknown how he got the video, but he brought light to it. So shout out to Sean King. We're literally hunted every day, every time we step foot out the comfort of our homes, James says. And so I'm going to play this video. This is my last time. I haven't played it actually, but I'm going to play this. I think the volume is probably down. Let me see. All right. Let's go back real quick. While he's jogging, man, that's messed up, yo. That's crazy. That I'm telling you what's going to end up happening. People are being pushed to the limit. All right. People have had it up to here now. It's way above their heads. There's going to be some changes starting to happen. Watch and see what I tell you. All right. I'm going to say no more. What's understood is understood. All right. People are tired of this nonsense going on. And there's going to start being some changes. And when you start seeing them changes, that's when people are going to start changing. All right. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Anyway, let's go back. There again, this same TMZ. Another article. That's what's in that's what's important to people. And here's what we was talking about earlier, where you had these white guys coming in the same Capitol, armed, anti-lockdown, and then earlier where I showed you where they had the two black guys. I don't know, one of them looked black, one of them didn't. Escorting the lawmaker in. Oh, okay, here we go right here. Right after I said that. All right. So right after I say that, that's the article. So here we go. One here, as you guys can see that. And then here's this one right here. Armed citizens escort lawmaker into Michigan State Capitol. All right. Here we go. And y'all know about have y'all heard about the Deacons of Defense? You might want to look that up. I think there's a book out as well, Deacons of Defense. I see this is my man right here, Forrest Whitaker. Maybe there's a movie on it somewhere. If there was, or it has in the past, I haven't seen that one. but I think there's a book that's out. So you might want to check the book out. And I'll probably be checking out and seeing if this is on Netflix or something like that. Deacons of Defense. Yeah, I definitely want to read or check out that story. All right. There's another one, Negroes with Guns as well. It's something to check out. All right. So let's go down some more and see what the family is what's important to them, newsworthy to them. Let's see here. I might have to check this out right here. As a matter of fact, let me see something quick here. Let me do this. Let me see something here. All right, quick. I'm just following up on one of those posts. They're saying if this podcast is on YouTube, they would love to share. We got here, Curtis Benjamin. What's up? Yeah, let me throw mine in the mix as well. No doubt about it. There you go. There you go. So we in there. And so now let's look at see, when African Americans are killed by police, these lawmakers get a phone call. See? So now I didn't know about these two, but let's take a look. These are some people to watch here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me finish my thought here. All right, so there we go. Is my response to that. And let me see what's going on with these two here real quick. Let me find out who they are. All right. Let's find out who these folks are right quick here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look. So we got Benjamin Crump, Lee Merritt. It says, when African Americans are killed by police, these lawyers get a phone call by who? That's the thing. Who's calling them? Civil rights attorney L. Chris Stewart was sitting in church in Atlanta on Sunday, 2015, when he received a Facebook message with a news article and a plea from a friend. A police officer had killed her cousin, Walter Scott. Okay. And she needed help. All right. Later that day, his phone rang in the middle of an engagement photo shoot with his fiance. This time it was Walter Scott's brother. They're lying about my brother. Stewart recalled him saying, if you can get here by tomorrow, you're hired. Stewart, I guess that's this guy here on the bottom, I'm assuming here, that Chris Stewart. He looks familiar. what does it say here? He's 40, is among a growing group of prominent civil rights attorneys in the country who have become the go-to for families of Black men who have been killed by police. They are confidants and counselors helping their clients navigate not just their cases, but the media and the public during one of the worst times of their lives. Generations ago, civil rights attorneys fought against segregation and to secure rights denied to African Americans, Stewart said. So this is L. Chris Stewart. Now I'm gonna have to pay attention to some more cases if some more cases come, and see what happens if they're similar to what happens with Crump and Merritt. All right, let me see if they show the other one. There's the Walter Scott video. That's been shown a lot. Let's see here. There's Chris Stewart. I wondered, yeah, he does look familiar because I remember this, the people standing behind him. I forget what case. It might have been the Walter Scott case. But let me see here. It looks like it might have been that Walter Scott case. But I noticed I didn't hear them speak about anything or come out in the public for anybody else's killings anymore either. So it makes you wonder. Jordan Edwards. Let's see here. Benjamin Crump, 49. S. Lee Merritt, L. Chris Stewart, S. Lee Merritt, and Benjamin Crump have bonded since serving on a panel at the National Bar Association conference over the summer. They talk often in a group text that includes other civil rights lawyers. I want to know who the girl is here, or the young lady, the roots of their strategy. Botham Jean's mother, Allison, had traveled to the United States many times, but she wasn't familiar with the justice system at the time of her son's death. It also was said that Botham Jean's mom has some connection to the St. Lucia government in some way. I don't know how true that was. That's the Botham Jean situation here. Of course, Lee Merritt. These guys are really undersung. Okay, let's see who she is here. This Michelle K. Rayner Goolsby. All right, there we go. Lesser known figures on the front lines. For every one of these attorneys in the national spotlight, there are many others addressing civil rights issues around the country. Before Michelle K. Rayner Goolsby was born, her parents were among some of the first Black students to enroll at the University of South Florida in the 1960s. All right. Her parents taught her to help others and lift her community up as she advanced. She recalled watching her mom, who was a social worker, give a bag of groceries to a homeless. So I don't know about Michelle Goolsby and Chris Stewart, too tough, but I know Lee Merritt and Benjamin Crump is under some real, they real suspect. Because like I said, it seemed like a few cases that they were representing families for, and all of a sudden the families were all about giving hugs and forgiveness and stuff like that. And that's real, real dangerous to the population of Black people. All right. So let's move on here. The fight continues. So let me see. Michelle Goolsby and L. Chris Stewart. Walter Scott. I mean, the list goes on. Botham Jean, Walter Scott. You got Jordan. Let me see. Botham Jean. I mean, the list goes on and on. You could do a show just on how many of these black males have been killed unarmed. Jordan Edwards. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's get out of that. Let me see here what we got here. I think I read that already about the Chinese mistreating the Africans. All right, so let's see what's going on some more, man. Let's see what Facebook is talking about. What's important to the people. Okay. All right, let's see here. All right. Did you know in the early 1900s, the most popular game at the fair was Hit the Nigger Baby? I think I heard this before. This is where people would throw baseballs at toddler African Americans. This is the history they don't give in school. All right. Today, I'm the teacher, Vicky Washington. I think I remember hearing about this. Did y'all know that in Black history, there was a game called at the county fair or the city fair called Hit the Nigger Baby? Did y'all know that? What's up, Tony? Let's see what's going on here. A couple who made racist threats at Black child's birthday sentenced to combined 19 years in prison. So they went to jail or were sentenced. That doesn't mean they'll probably do the time, but they were sentenced to combine 19 years. Well, I guess they are. But it's interesting how they made threats and then they get that. But ones who shoot and kill, you know, they take their time about arresting them and convicting them. Interesting. Shout out to Angela Butler, by the way. All right, and there goes this where I started out with. How did it get down here? I don't know. So there we go. Another one. This is, all right, this is Jason Black. For the record, the Glenn County Police Department admits there were no burglaries. So I want y'all to take this because there'll be a lot of people talking about, yeah, but what about those break-ins? The Glenn County Police Department themselves admitted there were no burglaries reported in the area where Ahmaud Arbery was murdered by white supremacists. The claim this was a citizen's arrest because of recent break-ins is already debunked. So any of you going around, I'm going to click on the article. Anybody start going around talking about, well, yeah, but what about those break-ins? The police department already admitted that there were no burglaries reported in that area where they killed Ahmaud. All right, so we're going to pull that up real quick. And then I'll make this the last one, and I'm going to get out of here on that. All right. So let's pull this article up real fast. And let's hit this one up. All right. Let's see if we can knock this out the way. Interesting. I don't like the way this looks. What's this for? All right. Anyway, let's look at, okay, it's going to go up. There you go. Men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery thought he was a burglary suspect. Thought he was. Didn't verify that he was. They just thought he was a burglary suspect. but no burglaries were reported in the month before the shooting. All right. This is reported by Dakin Andone and Angela Barajas. All right. The two white men arrested Thursday evening in the fatal shooting of Ahmaud Arbery told police they believed he was a suspect in a series of break-ins, but no such string of crimes was reported in the weeks preceding the shooting, a police lieutenant told CNN. All right. Gregory McMichael, 64, and his son, 34-year-old Travis McMichael, faces charges of murder and aggravated assault in Arbery's death, according to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. They were arrested 2 days after a 36-second video that appears to show the deadly confrontation surfaced online. I still say, who's the dude that had that video? And did this dude or girl or whoever, most likely was a guy, did this guy hold this video for that long? Well, no, I think the police department already had the video. That's right, because we was looking at another video earlier. It was mentioned that they already had this evidence and no one decided to move on this. And you investigating for darn near 2.5 months. Something, this ain't, there's obviously something ain't right about the picture. All right. Sparking outrage and calls for justice in the South Georgia community. I'm telling y'all, you're going to have to start learning how to defend yourselves, because this has become a regular occurrence now, and nobody's making the moves that they should when these things happen illegally. So you have to start learning how to protect yourself. Start treating yourself like you're a Secret Service agent. If you're just single in yourself, treat yourself like you're your own Secret Service agent with CIA skills and FBI skills to add on top of that. That's how you're going to have to treat yourself. If you got family, you got to treat them as if you're the Secret Service agent and you protecting your family. All right. So start learning some skills. All right. You're going to have to. After the killing, according to a Glenn County police report, Gregory McMichael told police he thought Arbery, 25, looked like a person suspected in a series of recent break-ins in the Satilla Shores neighborhood. So he thought, he didn't know. He just thought, he didn't know for sure that Arbery looked like, wasn't sure if he was him, but he just looked like one. So you just turned and looked at the black dude. Oh, you look like you a burglar. You look like you broke into something, right? And that's what, is that what y'all about now? No backing, no definite information. We just look like, right? Okay. But according to Glenn County Police, I'm going to say this again because it looks like my stream had froze up a little bit. So again, I say, it says, after the killing, according to a Glenn County police report, Gregory McMichael told police he thought Arbery, 25, looked like a person suspected in a series of recent break-ins in the Satilla Shores neighborhood. So again, I asked the question, is this what you citizens are about? And you know, when I say you citizens, this is how you see black people. They just look like, and you thought, without knowing for sure, you just thought that somebody looked like a person suspected of a recent break-in. But according to Glenn County Police Lieutenant Cherry Bachelor, just one automobile burglary in the neighborhood was reported when a 9mm pistol was stolen January 1 from an unlocked truck outside the McMichaels' home. Arbery, who is black, was jogging outside Brunswick, Georgia on February 23rd. So going back to that, what I just read. So this dude said that Arbery, he thought he looked like the person suspected. So basically somebody, so he was dumb enough to leave his gun, dumb enough to leave your gun in the car, stupid enough to leave your gun in the car, and somebody stole it and you left it unlocked and somebody stole it. So you just see him coming along. He minding his business, just going for a jog, and you just think it was him with no evidence whatsoever. Not a picture, not a neighbor saying they seen him, nothing. Arbery, who is black, was jogging outside Brunswick, Georgia on February 23rd when Gregory McMichael, a former police officer, and his son chased him down, authorities said. Arbery and Travis McMichael struggled over the latter's shotgun. Gregory McMichael told police his son shot Arbery after Arbery attacked him. Well, if you running and all of a sudden you hear a shot and it might have missed you and you look and see that, oh, somebody's trying to shoot me, and you can't really get away from somebody, so I guess you're going to close in and try to protect yourself, right? But their story is such. Gregory McMichael, let me see, both men made brief court appearances via video on Friday, at which the judge read them their charges and said bond, or set bond, would be set at another, and said bond would be set at another time. Bond would be set at another time. It's unclear whether they are represented by attorneys. I want justice for my son, Ahmaud's father, Marcus Arbery Sr., told CNN on what would have been his son's 26th birthday. I just want them to pay the price for the crime they did. Marcus Arbery Sr. likened his son's killing to a modern day lynching. Anytime you pursue a young man, go jump in a truck with shotguns and a pistol, and you follow him and slaughter him like that, that's lynching, he said. The McMichaels will not face hate crimes or hate crime charges in the killing. GBI Director Vic Reynolds said Friday, because Georgia is one of a handful of states that does not have a hate crime statute. Those who living in Georgia need to start learning about the Georgia's laws, whether there's stand your ground, whether there's a duty to retreat, whether there's a castle doctrine. And I suggest everybody in any of the states that you live in any state, start learning these laws, whether or not there's hate crime laws in your state. On top of learning how to protect yourself hand-to-hand wise, protect yourself weapons wise, knowing how to use different weapons, projectile weapons and cutting weapons. Learn the laws of your state as well. Be knowledgeable about that. Right. But he added, I'm very comfortable in telling you that there's more than sufficient probable cause in this case for felony murder. You think? CNN's attempt to reach Travis McMichael this week were unsuccessful. Gregory McMichael has declined to comment because he's under investigation. 3 shots heard in video of confrontation. All right. And I'm not even going to read it. I'm sure a lot of you know this. Let me see here. On Friday, speaking by phone to Fox News, President Trump said the footage was very disturbing. Yeah, whatever, man. I would say that looks like a really good young guy, Trump said of Arbery. It's a very disturbing situation to me, and my heart goes out to the parents. Yeah, yada, 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 whatever. I think you even have sense to make sure you don't say nothing out the way on this particular situation. Outrage bills as prosecutors recuse themselves. This is going to be crazy. If they get away with this, I guarantee you this is going to be one of those situations where something going to pop off if they get away with it. If they get that chump change time or if they get acquitted, I guarantee you it's going to pop off. All right, so that's that, man. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys. All right. I appreciate you guys for checking out the show once again, Thoughts of the Week podcast. And be sure to check out future episodes, man. Feel free to also, when I'm going live, don't be shy. Join me live. I'll put you right on live with me. You be like side to side on the camera. All right. Feel free. Maybe certain topics you might not want to talk about, but I don't see why. Stop being scared about stuff, man. That's the problem now. All right. So always feel free to comment as well. All right. Don't be shy to comment. You commenting on Facebook, so comment on the show, when you hear certain things. Put out what you think about it. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. Now I know the show is going to come out good and not jump like it did last night. All right. Once again, Thoughts of the Week. We'll be back again with another episode. I'm out of here. Peace.
You are listening to Thoughts of the Week.